Here we go. I don't know what these audio settings were doing. Why would they fuck up like that again? Alrighty, boys. Week recap of last week. We've seen this one, me versus Riku. We've also seen another one. I will not tell you about because I somehow found the replays of matches before that. So just imagine you haven't seen my other match. So you don't know the outcome of the series that's gonna come. I think we've seen Adilla versus Trojan. Yes, we did. My notes say we did. And then we've seen the one that of the two winners of this. So we've seen Trojan versus Riku. And that's why I'm zoomed in so hard so that you don't get the spoilers. Round one is nothing really to be spoiled. I will not look at that game, so spoilers are fine. This is equally not interesting. Same here. This one we covered. Mickey versus Bullyhan. New Dollarhan, whatever. So I will not cover that. I will not cover that and that. I will also not cover that. And here we go. Ine Curva versus... Oh, fuck, that's spoilers. Damn it! I failed, and I can't zoom in harder. So, round one. Ine Curva versus Bloodrain is what we will be watching first today. So off we go. Let me quickly put a ping in the Discord. Everyone up. All right. I need to write that. At least you have the spoiler hiding off game length. At least you can see that, right? So that's Bloodrain. He played a random alternate, so he randomed this brother captain, while Inakura surely picked the warp spider. A little weird to me. This is not a typical warp spider map. Quite good for Eldar with all the open terrain in the middle, so shurikens and rangers can do very well with rather short retreat paths. So I get the Eldar pick. I do not exactly get the warp spider pick, but I guess it's the most flexible one. I wouldn't know a bad matchup for the warp spider, really.
The foe seeks to deprive us of a vital resource point.
Well, he put a lot of fire into that model, but didn't quite get the kill there. Inna must have heard those gens dropping because you can hear them through the fog of war, and better players would notice that this have been at least 2 gens. He also did force off all the ISTs, and knowing there's at least 2 gens and 2 ISTs means there is no strike squads. So he knows he's got a good standing here at the start. Can push and take a lot of map control. I don't quite understand why I didn't teleport here and just went into the building, but he did that.
They have come for me. We are losing a requisition point to the
And
enemy.
yeah, exactly. If you hear that many gens dropping and you know his army is top, better push for that energy. However, the build means super fast perks, and perks are super good against Eldar and especially against Banshees. Now Rangers start vanilla hunting those ISTs, get a model. Guardians. Perks are still trying to force off the Banshees. One generator goes down. Can't really expect to get more with Banshees. They just dash too slow. But it's the best thing Eldar have. Apart from close range shuriken. Generally Eldar being a terrible race, dashing early. Which is why such gen drops can work here. Debuff cycle, because rangers with their default rangers do give damage resistance debuff, so the models hit take additional damage. Rifle rangers here now. The warp spider trying to melee, but not jumping in. Second ranger riddling down the bro cap. A little low on the micro, busy microing top. Rangers now have run out of energy and therefore start attacking on their own again. Another IST model drops and Banshees get back to bashing duties. Banshees got aspect of fleetness by now, giving extra HP and those now faster jumps. Interceptors, however, say no. Leave my Jones alone. Usually a fight the Banshees would like to take if they counter-engage, not if the Interceptors engage upon them, because the knockback, the damage they take while being knocked back on their asses is pretty decisive in the fight. Quick jump on the Rangers. And now he will have to babysit his Rangers with the Banshees to avoid Interceptors jumping, or at least to be able to counteract the Interceptors jumping the Rangers. At the same time, the Rangers will want to riddle down the Interceptors so that they don't jump in with full HP and can be forced off by the Banshees even faster. Infiltration is very strong against Automalius because they usually try to avoid getting their detector unit. So the Rangers using the hollow field here to hide the Banshees was pretty strong. But Interceptors are just too tanky for the Banshees to take them on under all the fire that poured in. I have to say, seeing this pretty interesting build against Eldar. The perks come out so fast. That he can't really bash you much. And then you have a very good interceptor timing as well, compared to normal builds. And good tier 2 timing as well. Well, all you lack... Well, you basically trade early game pressure because you don't have the strikes. For interceptors instead, which I would argue are way better against Eldar than strike squads. So you don't have to decide if you want perks or interceptors. Just get both, which you would get with a 1-1-1-1 build as well. But this way you are way further into tier 2, have more repair support, and possibly faster capping tier 1.0 because the ISTs do walk a little faster. Nice knockback. Laying here. And she's not being here. These rangers needed to find a different way. Well, oh, right, the Banshees wiped. Already forgot. Both players tier 2. But Bloodrain, even though he upgraded the ISTs, is way ahead. And now this is just the count interceptors, so they are even more brutal. Ina notices he just can't go without Banshees. That was the worst possible loss. Ranger, fine. Guardian, fine. Hero, fine. Banshees, pretty much the worst possible thing. Hey, Umfel. Hope you're having a good day. In case you're wondering why Purgations are so good against Banshees, because they can suppress them. Kite back, fire, kite back, fire. And Banshees aren't flame resistant, therefore they will take full damage, unlike Sluggers or Homagons that are flame resistant. Yes, Sluggers and Homagons have less HP, so overall Banshees will still die to perks later. But if you win the 1v1, you win the 1v1, and then it's better to win it against a more valuable unit like Banshees instead of Heretics, Homagons, or Sluggers. Oh, I've seen a Dreadnought on this map before, I have. That was Mickey against Adilla in some recent cup. And he actually upgraded it to the ranged variant. If you didn't know before, now Bloodrain knows that there's Banshees. Again, Auto coming in. No kinetic yet, he needs to kinetic this. Well, yes, kinetic them right into the Banshees and now tear them apart. If you're lucky, they will retreat right through your Banshees. And with the Auto buff, you wipe. And with the Autark here and the Banshee Exarch, that is a very strong melee force. Yes, the Brocap does have his global, which basically is like use your choppers to help these interceptors. It will not be enough to beat that though. So I would say next up is a Librarian, just to have a very good melee counter. Razorback would be fine too, but you kind of don't want that. Oh, wow. Even got the Executioner Spear, which is usually seen as a luxury purchase. And Inne got the Fire Dragons to deal with the Dreadnought. Curious. I mean, they as well have very good synergy with the Autark. I mean, what doesn't have great synergy with additional damage and movement speed? That's like Bang Bang Hammer on demand. Okay, and it just takes the map and enjoys the round robin with his Dreadnought. That Dreadnought has what's it called? Minor melee resistance. Yeah, that auto jump. Speed and damage buff, strong. Little heal as well. And Bloodrain throws the towel because look at the VPs. Inner was about to win this. No way with the Rangers in the back waiting to kinetic anything that would cap these points. He could have kept that and won because Brocap frankly was still laying dead on the ground and he would still have to cap another point. So that's game. Even though these fire dragons were not able to kill the Dreadnought, sure enough threatened him enough. And the moment he would have run away, the chasing of these fire dragons with a crackshot warp spider global and possible autark jump would have torn apart that Dreadnought. Even though Grey Knight Dreadnoughts do have the highest HP in the game with the 1200 and even more when a melee variant, not quite enough against the fearsome fire dragons if you have to run away from them through all of the map. Like all of this way. Yeah, you die halfway through. Alright, game 1. Off we go to game 2. Short spoiler thingy while I load into the game. Anti-spoiler thingy, that is. So, Rain. The game 2 loaded. Being loaded. And remove the anti-spoiler thing now. Right. Yeah, the VPs often are the other. Wait, what? Did I do that the wrong way? No, I didn't. It's just sometimes the VP color is the opposite of the player's color. I will explain later on when I have a good example for it. So let's go into game 2. So see, this time Bloodrain randomed the Chaos Lord and Inner picked the K-Nob. Maybe he random too, I don't know. So you always have to look the map basically who's the blue player, because this time it's everything's in order, right? He's red here, he's red on the map, the Chaos player, and he's red in VPs. Same for Inner, he's blue on map, VPs, and in this here. But sometimes the bottom is switched, so you always have to look at the map points and what color the base are to know which VPs are which. I do not agree with the K-Nob harassing. I have bad experience with that. It's not doing a whole lot against Chaos usually. It's not even gonna bleed a model here. And I mean, as long as he can occupy 2 squads, but it's not gonna be so long because he doesn't have much energy left, and now the CSM can just chase him down. I don't know why he's not going in with the Chaos Lord. Chaos Lord could bleed 1, 2, or 3 models if he just went into that. Now with Chaos, with K-Nob support as well, it gets a little harder. If he just took the fight there, I mean, if sluggers come in, you can still retreat, you know. But if they don't, because he wants some map, you're fine. Yeah. TSM going alone, I cannot agree with that. You usually It's Chaos, you want one side of the map, send your hero with one tick, and the other side CSM with the other tick. No matter what's coming, you basically win to 1.0. Yes, Inestia. Curva versus Bloodrain. That was round 1 of the tourney with the brackets from hell. Noise Marines. Like that choice, so here comes the timing push with an AC maybe. Where's the CSM though? Well, they aren't with the push here, so he can't push quite that hard. And runs this Chaos Lord into the looter. I don't like that, and doesn't run the Noise Marines into the looter. I also don't like that. But yeah. Yeah. Keep silencing so he can throw that stun bomb. Chaos Lord is forced off without even trying the kill the weak. And again, CSM unsupported. Can't agree with that. Alright, Noise Marine get that bash though. Don't think the Kanop can do much here against this and this. He just needs to make sure he isn't... Ooh. This could be quite game decisive. The AC ticks, second AC ticks coming in, one is stunned. Those sluggers are fucked. Oh, they even wipe! Murder hobos. Let's go. And there's nothing these shooters can do now. Even if they get another big shooter and suppress these heretics, the CSM riddle them down and the heretics get in there, one Doom Blast and it's over. Chaos Lord's coming from the back. And Inekurwa is fully bashed. I mean, he does have the 2 rec points at the side. Helps somewhat. But still, with the worship, these 2 units can just push into the looter, no problem. No questions asked. And since looters do so petty damage, they only do like 66% damage of other heavy weapons team at max range. They just start doing more at this medium range like here. But funny thing is, Noise Marine outrange their medium range. So they can stay at long range where they take little damage being heavy infantry. And with the Corn Worship they can speed in there quite quickly and then just make them stop fire with their standard attacks. So I absolutely hate looters against Noise Marines and against Chaos Lord in general, because he can just A-move them as well with the Heretic Worship. I mean, you can get unlucky with that, because you have to actually get close. Noise Marines, you can't get unlucky, you can just always A-move the looters. Worst possible thing that can happen is that you lose one model. Okay, Chaos Lord needs to go here. With the double looters and shooters, now Raptors would be a pretty good pick actually. I mean, you bashed him, there's no reason to get early tier 2. If you bashed him, you can just capitalize on your advantage. Because now there may be a counter bash, but it's not doing much really. Chaos doesn't need that much power in tier 2. Okay, one capping AC with his one Heretic Steward. So at least he's getting map while he's getting bashed. It's not a full loss.
Not so sparky no more. This power node thingy. Gonna be some good looting.
Really, if he, well, Captain Hindsight reporting, if he went for the Raptors, game would pretty much be over. Oh, the looters! What happened there? Okay, very unlucky with this looter hitting, missing all the shots on the Chaos Lord. Or did it actually shoot on the heretics? Anyways, whatever it shot, it missed all the shots. And now with the doggo coming out, it is still quite far from tier 2. Bled a little. If he reinforces that, it could even delay his tier 2 purchase. Okay, go tier 2 now. And lose your power. Or go for more units and die to the doggo or dreadnought. It's kinda hard. I mean, yeah. So that's another bash then. Easy full bash. Because nothing can stop the doggo. Demi looters are also pretty bad against doggos if you ask me, because they can kite back. And you need like, well, at least 4 shots if you have triple war, because they regenerate. So if there is a heretic worship, you need 4 shots, and that's a lot. It will just charge in, or just, you know, right click your looters, and that's it. Not much you can do. So another bash, triple cap 2. This AC alone can beat the K-Nob because he doesn't have stick bombs. It's not looking good. Gets specials too. More bleed, and here's the Blast Master. This is looking like a pretty decisive win. Oh, the Blood Crusher is still in the base, by the way. Pretty decisive win for Bloodrain here. So we will end up with a 1-1 soon. There's one Beamy. He's just charging further in. Again, the one Beamy will not be able. At this point, he's just buying. Oh, he's setting up the Blast Master to base rape. Oh my. Yeah, this is kind of hard to watch. AC kills the K-Nob. Chainsaw to the chest. Luda is detected by the doggo. And even let the Galaxy burn to base. Or Blast Master. Yeah, doggo will stay until it's dead, but there's no melee. Like, if there would at least be sluggers here that could threaten it, but the looters and everything else can't really. I once had a pain boy in base and he tried to finish that off. That dude quickly learned that a pain boy in base can 1v1 Blood Crusher. Pain boy actually killed it. So much for the tales of old. So 1-1. Orcs thoroughly raped. Hey Mickey, how you doing? So, no more spoiler hidings because you know it's game 3. Let's go.
could set up an outpost here.
And he randomed Sorcerer. The random was happy with the Chaos Gods today. They thought, okay, if you can win with Chaos Lord, try this one. Yeah. Warp Spider knows that, well, there's a garrison here, there's a garrison here, and here, and here. So this is home ground for the Warp Spider, and at the same time, he knows something will cap this. Being up against random, you want to find out what you're up against as soon as possible. And he did with this Harris, and even stopped him from capping his power. So that's very nice. And this cup, in case you wonder, there was a Warp Spider in game 1. What the fuck's going on? Yeah, you were actually allowed to replay heroes, no problem whatsoever. I do not agree with that. The Warp Spider will probably... Okay, he was a little unlucky there. But I think he just stayed in. Occupying there is nice. And he could have possibly gotten one model before he had to retreat. I would have stayed in there, but I don't know if it's the right decision. Can't really tell. This way he's getting mad.
We have spotted a group of infantry.
Because Bloodrain is hesitant to go in. Yeah, Heretics with Doomblast and Doombolts combination can beat these Banshees. And Warp Spider decides doesn't want to tango with the CSM. Fair enough. Triple Heretic build. Not uncommon against Eldar because these grenade launchers are quite good against Eldar. And with that build, you don't want too many ranges. So, as far as I know at least, you don't want too many ranges against Heretics. But who knows? Maybe you do. I guess Rangers is better than Guardians at least. What you do want is single entity tanky units, which is kinda hard being a Warp Spider. Okay, CSM forced off. Inne is getting top of the map at least, getting all the wreck helps to deal with the wreck bleed these many heretics will induce. Still have one vanilla tick. And even the grenade launcher ones are getting an AC. Ooh, if he gets closer to this, can he put more damage into the Guardians? I guess he lost vision now because that point is not capped anymore. Right? That's team 2. Yeah, not quite the vision here. Alright. So, in a 1v1 situation, vanilla rangers can beat grenade launcher heretics if they don't have their AC. Now they can't anymore. I mean, they have half HP, so yes, they could. Any rangers here? No. What you want to do, what you want to fish for in this matchup is the kinetic pulse from the ranger versus the heretics, and then add a plasma grenade onto that. Because he has seen the triple heretics, he does not upgrade these ranges. There's no point in it. And if there's a teleporting sorcerer now with the vestments of the warp, it gets even worse. No power for inner at all. Quite problematic. I think a double Guardian build would have helped. There's no point in getting shurikens against that. The Doom Balls will hit it straight up, do tons of damage. There are already grenade launcher heretics out there, so and he can even jump it with the vestments. There's really no point. You see how the triple heretic build is very effective against Eldar here. Apart from the kinetic pulse into plasma grenade combo, there's very little that is really effective against it. Warlock could tank up, a Warp Spider can't. Even a Farseer could tank up, but being Warp Spider... What? They can jump that? Okay, I learned something new today. That's amazing. So aspect of fleetness on the Banshees. Warp Spider stunning that sorcerer. Ah, my Banshees go. I can barely hide my erection. Alright, alright. Soon, I'll be there soon. Give me a second. Okay, I'm good now.
Generator operational.
Yeah, not sure about these benches engaging. If they have a washout, they should shout right now. Okay, they can use the jump to get away. Nice. Here's the kinetic, but no plasma grenades in the vicinity again. Did get the upgrade for the plasma grenades though, but probably because he thought he could retreat any, he could nade any retreating units that come this way from his bash, but none retreated. So with the amount of bashing that was going on in his power, Bloodrain goes tier 2 first, even though he invested into vestments. 1 AC, second AC, and a third AC. That's quite a heavy power tier 1 for Chaos. Well, maybe not. It's normal. It's just 4 units. It's quite okay. And you get the additional gens rather quickly on this build. It was also the perfect build for the not being able to cap power early kind of game. Remember how the Warp Spider harassed here and he wasn't able to cap his power at the start? So then you float requisition, so going for those quadruple rec units is pretty awesome, and it's not even a disadvantage against Ella. He backed up with Banshees there because Kinetic Blast does do friendly fire, so Banshees needed to be out of the way for this to work, but it's still not enough to deal with the heretics. Again, these heretics bash, but In is on his way to tier 2 finally. I wonder what he wants. Could be fire dragons, because with their flamer, they could actually do good damage against the heretics. However, they do need to come kinda close. But if you use kinetic or banshees to control them, that should be fine. And it's quite obvious that a vehicle is coming. Well, for us at least it is. But yeah, he knows how much he got bashed, so there should be a vehicle. Granted, if he then just goes for bloodletters, you're quite fucked. So just look what's coming. He will see that. He will see that sure soon, and now he may already see That cover is being crushed.
Generator operational.
See, those long rifle ranges really barely did anything. The damage against heretics is quite low. Unless they are lucky and hit the AC. Also, heretics do have a shitload
We have 300 points remaining.
of HP, so it's hard to snipe through them.
Our forces shall have tools.
So it is warp spiders. Still warp spiders and fire dragons. Yeah, that's a good combo. You can slow the enemy vehicle and then burn it up. Warp spiders also good against heretics. It's basically with how little power he had. I was thinking either warp spiders or fire dragons. But since he can get the warp spiders with his global
Prepare to lead your sisters.
for a discount, that's quite perfect. So he can get both units. However, now he's out of red, so no juicy. Oh, teleport before you lose the model. One down. Now you can't use crack shot, is what I was about to say. But you can use, however. Doesn't have the dragon armor. He wants the dragon armor because you wouldn't get knocked back like that if you had the dragon armor. But barely had the resources for it. I don't think he could have had it. Warp Spider goes down. Meanwhile, Rod of Warp Fire. Or even more, bleed on the Banshee, on the Eldar, really. And with that much heretics, you have good repair support for that Dreadnought. As you can see here. He gives it another go. Still not an... Well, he now has enough for crack shot, so that could do a lot. Doesn't quite need the flamer because the warp spiders should do quite nicely against these heretics. However, Chaos has globals too, and this is quite an engagement winning one. Uses that quite close to the base, so all it has to do is press that retreat, but with the retreat pressed. Engagement is won, the Dreadnought is saved, and he buys a lot of time with his 2-0 cap. Corn marked CSM now. Pretty good against everything in had brought here in tier 2. They will rip up these fire dragons, another warp spider death. And they will also do nicely against the warp spiders with how speedy they are. Good chasers too. Save the warp spiders. With that kinetic, look at the map. I mean, it does have some VPs, but Bloodrain is well on his way to tier 3. And, well, I don't know what you want. Terminators! Obvious Terminator pick against Eldars. So, save a few resources, get that last 8 red. The Terminators and be done with this game, because the Fire Dragons alone... I totally missed when the Banshees died. I would bet they died to Rod of Warp Fire's ability, because it's pretty good at retreat killing too.
Our guardians have given their lives for our cause.
The sound that Rod makes when it smashes something. Like, poof.
The foe seeks to
Does have a pretty good ranged weapon as well. Yeah, just shrine. Just to be very sure nothing. He gets the Exarch of the Fire Dragons. with his corny marines. Doesn't even have power. Yeah, it always is rough. Especially as long as these guys have full melee resistance. I don't know why they do.
100 points remaining.
What do they defend themselves with? Like the little bayonets on their autoguns? Please. No, it's got nothing to do with that. I just hate the fact that they do have melee resistance, not a balance concern. It's just hard because they do have. He does have that infiltration. Doom balls fuck with your banshees.
You must forestall the coming doom.
And if you're warp spider as well, so you cannot rely on a tanky hero, that makes it even more rough. Auto coming in. At least he may wipe one heretic, right? Before the game ends. Hope he's happy now. Every heretic, dead heretic is a good heretic.
We are assembled. The foe seeks to deprive us of a vital resource point.
Hold! We have a new task.
The foul forces of close combat. A discouraging reversal.
And that's the end of this series. Land Raider Phobos was coming out. Okay. I mean, why not? Pretty immune to haywire grenades, because if the warp spiders ever come close enough to throw the haywire, it just goes Dirtcaster, and the warp spiders are stunned. I don't know. Does it do knockback as well? If it does knockback, it even cancels the grenade. If not, it just eats the grenade. That's fine, but I don't think fire dragons can fire on it then. I don't know. What's the range on that Dirtcaster? Anyways, he could have picked whatever he wanted at this point. The game was over before it came out. Actually, more dreadnoughts would have probably been the easier nail into the coffins. Coffin? Just one. And that's that. So now, let's go into the bracket. We see that Bloodrain won against Inakura now. Next thing is Bloodrain against a no-name. No reason really to watch that. If you ask me, I will not watch it. And he did 2-0 that guy. Piano against Mustafa is already said. We're not watching that. And now we've seen everything of the first two rounds, right? Dry Fog, not watching that, not this one we've watched. Not watching that. Watched this, and we've certainly watched this. So now off to round 3. That would be Trojan against Dark Riku, which we already casted. And Mickey against Aristocrat, not really watchworthy. And Cry versus Damus today, and Bloodrain versus Piano. Because I already casted Bloodrain versus Piano live, so I will not do it here. I will now go into Cry versus Damus, and you should, at this point, if you're watching this on YouTube, go to the links in the description where I link you Bloodrain versus Piano, which I casted live when the cup was happening. Because after we've watched Cry vs. Damus, I will scroll out and you will see spoilers of this. And if you haven't seen it by then, well, you're spoiled. Your problem. I remind you of that at the end of this series. Once more, I hope that I will remind you of that. I get confused. Yeah. Because we've seen Riku win against Trojan and Mickey win against Dullahan. It will be Mickey versus Riku later on. Later. Well, we can go into that now if you want. We can go Mickey versus Riku now before we do Crydamus. Let me see where that is. Look away. Well, one game was up here, and there's the other one. Yeah, all right. So we do this one first. Let's go. Mickey versus Riku. Disregard everything I said. We're doing Mickey versus Riku because Mickey's here and he asked for it. It's also next in line, so that's fine. So, I don't know who picked what first. I think Apothecary is basically the comfy pick. For Riku, he would pick that if he's the first to pick. So I have to assume Mickey picked Chaos Lord into... Oh shit, sorry. Stop. You can see shit. A second. Where? Oh, now we're in. Alright. Now you can see it. So Mickey, if you can tell us, did you pick Chaos Lord into that Space Marine pick? And if so, why? Standard build so far, nothing special. He doesn't remember. What the fuck? It's like... Okay, yeah, very possible that you first picked, because it's a very good map for Chaos Lord. And there aren't really counters to him, so yeah, very possible that you picked Chaos first. And Riku decided to go Apothecary against that. I mean, you could argue... Yeah. Okay, TSM and scouts tearing these heretics apart. And with the heavy cover they will easily... No, Kraken! Yeah, there's the Kraken. Easily beat the CSM as well. Mickey still pushes to try and buy some time, maybe get the models out of the scouts, and he will! Yeah, that model dies because of the unlucky movement around the cover. Now we can buy some time against these best Marines. Riku... Oh, Mickey actually has a better part of the map now. Riku just has more VPs.
A requisition point is slipping away. Your forces obey you.
And Noise Marine coming out. Pretty classic build. You don't want Havocs against an Apothecary who has the best synergy with Assaults. So you can imagine that you will need ACs, and hence the classic Noise Marine into push with one AC. Where's the AC upgrade? AC should come in soon here. There it is. Perfect on the resources. So that's the timing push. Chaos Lord, AC, CSM. While on the other side of the map, one Vanilla Heretic tries to buy time. So seeing that one node makes it clear that there's Assault Marines, and now it becomes super clear. Too bad the ACs aren't here to actually do something about that. Yeah, they buy that much time that they actually hide into a building. ASM tried to go for the Noise Marines and get punished by a Cacophony into the face. While the CSM now bleed the scout model. Ooh, 2 even, nice. Scouts finally run. Giving some XP, sorry, to the Apothecary and the CSM. And he drops another gen. He actually thought he could force that off without Apothecary being there. That's very bold assumption by Riku. I mean, look at that. Not a single model dropped so far in this timing push. Yeah, good retreat cover there. I like that he didn't go for it further because the purification rights are out now. These ASM would handily deal with the AC ticks and then everything else together with the shotguns, scouts and the tacticals. No problemo. Being stuck at that timing push, Riku now has a very large part of the map, so he just accepted that he would lose that power and occupied that there. I am very surprised. How did he get all of that here? I guess earlier when he forced off the Chaos Lord, right? Apothecary and Scouts could just cap while Mickey pushed down here. How? How was that destroyed? I mean, the only way to destroy it at this point, I think, is Domino knockback. Wait, can assaults destroy it by jumping? I'm so confused. How did that wall get destroyed? Because I don't think Chaos Lord can walk through it. I thought it's Heavy Crush. Assaults can? Okay. They become Heavy Crush on jump. Okay. So Assault Marines can clear the building entrances on Solstice Plateau too? Good to know. Pretty strong. Pretty strong thing to have. Because everything else needs tier 2 to crush that shit. No, Solstice Plateau is a map where you have uncrushable cover. Well, at least heavy crush cover at building entrances. So the map has no garrisons until tier 2 or until you get heavy crush. So the only race that can access these buildings, these garrisons on that specific map, would be Space Marines if they have Assault Marines and waste the energy of one jump for it. That's what I was talking about. They cannot clear buildings themselves. It's just they open the entrances. Because these entrances on that map are blocked by cover. Ooh, very good grenade there.
Call now upon the unholy. You give ground to the enemy. Fight harder.
And with the bash, Mickey gets tier 2 first. Also a lot of investments. Like 2 in the Apothecary. And one fully upgraded scout and ASM. And even flamers on the tacticals. Mickey did get some Havocs too. Because why not? Just add more targets for the ASM to jump. They can jump them all. And no matter which target they jump, like if they jump the Noise Marines, then the Havocs can suppress the Apothecary. So he can come in and heal, and the AC ticks tear up those Assault Marines. And if the Assault Marines jump the Havoc, well, the Noise Marine can cacophony the Apothecary, so he can come in and heal the Assaults, and again, AC ticks tear apart. Yeah, you set up there and defended your power very nicely. So it's also a very good setup team map. Yeah, we've seen it. Been here. Looks like you're not watching, Mickey. Also a combi flamer for Mickey. But only one AC. We invested less, is way ahead to tier 2, and here comes the doggo that will be able to run through this, making this power farm more accessible and therefore bashable. Very nice worship usage there to get to the tacticals as quick as possible.
Your forces obey you.
Here comes the wombo combo, all the anti-melee you have. He can just, at this point, jump the Havoc. Don't go that way, you will get jumped. Yeah, okay. Easy for me to say, having all that vision. But he must have had vision on the assaults as well, with the amount of vision heretics grant. Here's the doggo. I think it with charge it can bash that. Not without charge, but it can charge through this. Riku just decides to ignore this. Tries to get that 30 power for his Devastator. No, he actually switched to the rocket launcher. And here it comes. Yeah, just forces him to jump the assaults there, which is almost Mickey's base. Very nice. And then just resets up within his base turret's range. No Veil of Time on these rocket launchers means the doggo has its fun with them. Libby is trying to get there, melt the bomb as well. I wonder, there's the Veil of Time, if the melter bomb is out yet. Doesn't quite get it due to the malignant blindness. That doggo was very close to death. Very nice global usage to save it, making Riku's vision almost zero. Heretics got the charge there. They have a model explode, yeah, and these scouts can't get out. Lucky for Riku even that the AC decided to special there. Which proves that level 1 scout squads can be specialed with shotguns if you have 70 melee skill, because the 71 goes down to 69, very nice number, when they move, as all units, if they move, lose 2 melee skill. So they can be special when they Run. Not when they just stand there and fire though. But if they kite, you can special. Unless you're orcs, of course, because you don't have 70 melee skills orcs. For tier 2. Same with nits, of course. They just want to chop and eat. Not do fancy fencing. I don't think... Yeah, this is not a... You can fire from here to there. I'm very unsure what are shot blockers on this map. Obviously this wall is. Even this little part here is a shot blocker, so you can't stand here and fire to there, no way. Draw your blades! How the fuck are the Noise Marines gonna draw their blades? Will they make it? Okay, I think they... Oh, no. Okay, retreat. Fast. Jump. Why is he not jumping? He relies on the grenade and he whiffs it. That was so jumpable. Oh, he didn't have the... Okay, they didn't... Fuck me, he didn't have the energy. Wait, it's 55. He did have the energy. Just thought he could hit the nade. Weird stuff. So pretty even game. Even VPs as well. Razorbacks coming for Riku. And we get the Mantle of Hate. Drain life ability on the Chaos Lord now. To control that Libby. And that Apothecary as well. Or just the Rocket Launcher model. Did die here, now that he's down to one model. Very unlucky to go down there to the, well, Chaos Lord Bolter, I guess? I mean, it is a combi Bolter, so it does have some good piercing DPS. Enrico trying to bash again. Not with the Rocket Launcher though, because he needed to cap his node. Goes for the Sarge to be sure he doesn't get... Oof. Ah, the rocket comes out, nice. Goes for the Sarge to be a little safer there with his squad. Barbarian retaliates with a smite. That's it. Both players disengage, more or less. AC takes Captain, Shotgun Scouts holding that other side. Very good map control for Riku right now. Mickey's waiting for his tier 3 unit, it seems. Or just, yeah. Goes for the Sergeant, not for the Rocket Launcher model. Which is weird. I mean, if you control that, there's not another model. If you control that and maybe kill it, then there's no more Rocket Launcher and the doggo basically has free reign. Well, not that free, there's still Melt Bomb and all the melee can still threaten it, but if you worship then as well, no way it dies. Because look at that regeneration under worship. We all know it's big. Now the Rocket Launcher model dies, right? No, the Sergeant dies. Yeah, of course, it got drained. It got drained live earlier. Why not? But I don't know if bleeding Riku energy is the point here right now. Kinda hard to say. I mean, if you take Mickey's perspective, Noise Marines easily win that immediately. Not even a reason to cacophony there.
Your forces obey you.
He bashed him a lot.
You may fail.
So kinda hard to say how much power Riku has. But it's enough for tier 3. Okay, you hop for knockback bug. Okay. What an asshole move. But I mean, if it was knockback bug, could have just hit stop a lot and retreat still, right?
Has 200 points remaining.
Okay, so Jens took half HP from the, what's it called? Immolate ability of the Chaos Lord, who is now sucking down that scout model and it's looking for a kill the week now. Where's the kill the week? Okay. Riku's going for more map. Very much preferring map control over the I bash you, you bash me game. But with the Predator down, will be interesting to see what Riku gets. Mark of Corn to just make it a stronger Predator. A little faster, a little more DPS. But no specialty. I could have somewhat seen a Zinj spread here. Ah, sorry. Nurgle Preds. Not Zinj, there's no vehicle, obviously. Okay. One shot, one dead scout model. Another. That's costly requisition wise. Doggo gets out. Rocket launcher can't quite catch them, and these assaults are about to bleed, so they retreat before the next shot of that Predator. Soon to be triple cap by Riku. With that Predator there and the rocket launchers being forced off, there isn't much that can stop his advance. Chaos Lord just goes for the sides. With that combi bolter he can easily deal with any scouts, even bleed a model with the drain life. This here is a shot blocker, so the scouts have to go somewhat around to shoot at him. Using his bolter nicely, killing one scout already because they didn't quite go into protection of cover. Drains life on the Sarge, the one with a Kapuze is the sergeant, so this one leading here. The one with a hoodie. The hooded, I guess, is the right English sentence. Hiding his Predator behind the shot blocker so the rocket launcher can't reach. Very nice. Now the Doggo can front line. So the Predator's safe. Cacophony? No? It's by time. Here's Lord. Randomly reaches level 3 because I don't know what died. Something must have died. Noise Marines almost died. I guess another rocket launcher model died. That's what made him use reach level 3. Really? These Siege Marines will do nicely against these single entities. Predator coming in to help those Havocs. So do these Terminators. And they will wipe the Havocs easily with their high damage per hit, low DPS fists. Ooh, yeah, Blood Crusher better tie up these before they kill that. Tesla just chilling, looking at his VP. He very much likes his VPs. As do all the champions in this game. Mickey going for Terminators as well. What did he... Must have dropped Terminators somewhere. Oh, here. Right. So it's Terminators versus Terminators now. The ones from Riku do have better support and more regeneration, so they would win that straight up firefight, while the Chaos Terminators have minor melee resistance, so they would win in melee. Heal on the assaults is needed. Yeah, very good timing. Melter Bomb? No. They just bleed tons of heretics. And be happy that you won this with the Angels of Death Global. Predator is being annoying. So with the two vehicles there, Riku finally notices that one AV source is just not enough to cut it. I think he should have gotten these Devastators a long time ago and just kept the Tactical's flame attacks. Or maybe just go for both. Not a last cannon upgrade yet, for some reason. Now it comes. Terminators. Chaos Terminators could theoretically jump in there, yeah. Oh, that Predator gets level 2. Makes it so much more tanky. And Riku just throws everything into the meat grinder because it's do or die now. No, it isn't. He has 2 VPs. He just tried to buy time to win the match. That's what he did. No unit wiped completely. Yeah, smart of these Terminators to just go for the ranged pew pew. I'm not sure about these scouts being so far up. They wanted the nade, okay, fine. Okay, time for Cyclone. I mean, would be better with a Melter Bomb, but it's fine as is. Enrico runs out of VPs. Couldn't quite get them in time. The Chaos Lord. Just camping this one. I mean, I guess he could have sent Libby or Apothecary to deal with him. But then he wouldn't have had these force multipliers in the fight, so quite hard to say what to send there. Well played both. And off to game 2 we are. Just this one. So who picked first this time, Mickey? Hey Poogie, how you doing? Holy shit, you're answering to chat messages from like an hour ago. I think no. The loser of the first game gets to pick map and pick first, so that the winner at least gets to counterpick. That was how the rules were, I think. Hey Stridey. So now everyone flocks in. Cool. So game 2 of Riku versus Mickey. Let's go, Weekends. think I'm wrong. Okay, we will check the rules after this, okay? Well, you know what? Fuck it. We will check the rules right now. Because you made me unsure. So let's go. That's the browser window. That's the cup. I need to go for this one should be the rules, right? Yeah. Nope. Nope, it isn't. But you know what? Where was the button to get this to English again? Can't find it. Okay. Let me hide it, and I'll show you once I found it. Okay. Oh, there it is. All right. Got it. About. No. Back to it. Rules. Race pick. Top brackets are first. After that, winner picks first. As I said, map pick. First map is picked by the player on the top side of the bracket. Then losers pick. Okay. So he picks the map. You pick the hero, and then he gets to pick hero. Okay. Yeah. I did say Riku picks map and hero, but it's just map, and then you hero, and then he hero. Okay. Yes, you've been right. Good that we were able to clear that one up. And now let me hide that again before I go to the brackets and spoil anything. Because I need to do the super zoom again so that I'm not. Well, I guess at the lower part of the bracket, I don't even need to do the zoomy because we already know everything of the lower bracket part. Okay. So we didn't cast that. We cast that last week. And now we're here. Oh shit, the spoilers. Fuck me. You didn't see that. So, off to game 2. Oh my. It's so hard to stay spoiler free, really. You're doing that not live. Boogie saw it. But Boogie's not gonna kiss and tell, right? Come here, give me a kiss. So classic apothecary going with these tacticals to abuse that synergy, while on the other side you want the two scouts to go together. No, one scout goes there. Okay, let me pause that until Boogie finally finishes his Alrighty. So you did some nice Schmatzgeräusche and found it sexy. So you basically emulated our kiss there. I like it. Let's make out some more. Okay, I'm done. Let's watch the match.
Support structure complete. Target acknowledged.
Mickey went for the Lord Commissar,
Generator.
and Riku picked Apothecary into the IG here.
Engaged in close combat.
If he would have double scouts here, they, I think, would be able to force off the Lord Commissar. And I don't think the scout squad in this side is doing much. I would have really liked the Apothecary Tech Marines on this side to bleed Guardsmen, deal with the Sentinel, everything like he does and did. While the scouts, the double scouts on the other side, would be able to beat a Guardsman squad and would be able to beat the Lord Commissar. The only thing they wouldn't be able to beat is the Sentinel, but then they could just... Well, I guess they could also beat the Sentinel, unless it's repair supported. Sentinel is barely getting out due to the repair support last second there. Scout's still trying to catch that. I don't think that's a good idea. Just gonna make him bleed. Once the Sentinel's out, it's out. Can never catch that thing. Once it's out of range. Scouts are fast, but so is the Sentinel. No point. But he didn't bleed any models for it, so that's nice. Yet, that is. No, no bleed. Tacticals can easily get healed. They should, yeah, just melee, that's fine. And now try to bleed some guardsmen. One down. Not reliable. Two down. Shotgun blast from the Catachans. Knocking down the Apothecary, who needs to retreat now because that Catachan melee can be brutal. Yeah. Overextension there. Apothecary down and a second Catachan Devil coming in. Even with all the nerfs. Interesting. I guess our balance lead stands to his nerfing decisions. Still thinks the unit is fine. Nope, was just an Overwatch mistake. And he cancelled them. Just when I was about to tell a story about this. Heavy weapon instead to gain that ranged damage advantage, and just need to peel the assaults off your troops, which should be possible with combined abilities of Sentinel Stomp and Grenade. Slightly too high. Timing was perfect, but the position wasn't. Like, the retreat path from here to here, kinda hard to make out, but it's rather here than there, as we've seen now. The art of retreat grenades. You got that one model. Wipe would have been super juicy, but can't have it all. So now, Sentinel Stomp's coming in, because he knows he's gonna need it. Quite late though. Shotgun blast a second too early. Assaults were still knockback resistant. There's a Stomp. And thus the assaults are forced off. Not taking that Stomp. No grenade. On cooldown. Nope, the rework isn't implemented, but there have been quite some balance changes to IG last patch that makes them play more like a normal race. Catachans are way worse against ranged troops now. They are now basically down to their role as a melee counter. And two heavy weapons teams. Is that the Overwatch mistake, Mickey? Be honest. Be honest, Mickey. That's an Overwatch mistake. Can't be anything else. And the Sentinel lost a lot of DPS, so it's not that good anymore. While Guardsman won, gained that DPS. It was okay, an Overwatch mistake. Thanks, Mickey, for confirming. So now guardsmen are way more back to being your main gun line. Multiple guardsmen squads built are back on the menu. Sergeant got buffs as well from the cost, the upkeep cost and pop cost, that is. So you can get him earlier, but you will not pay quite as much over the course of the game if you get these sergeants. Remember, before that, sergeant-less guardsmen were the norm. Okay, one weapons team went down. I don't know how it got that far up, but it did what it did.
Our fortifications are under assault.
So carapace armor for the Lord Commissar and nothing for the apothecary because he invested so much into his units. One Sarge, which is absolutely necessary when you see Catachans because IEDs are hidden and you want to have the ability to detect them. Also makes them bleed less and do a little more DPS. Apothecary is going back there to deal with these pesky Flamer Guardsmen. Probably very annoying for Riku right now because I think he's saving up for Dreadnought. Or wait, how much is the Razorback? 360? But Salt Cannon Dreadnought has a history of being very hard to counter as IG. So that bomb bash was very important because it delayed that thing a lot. Otherwise, I think it would be building right now, the Dreadnought that is. Yeah, Bomb and Retreat was not gonna kill that tech model. No Sarge on the assaults yet. Here comes a Libby. Quite late. Thinks he wants a Libby. Weird ID placement. Like, the enemy caps, it comes from here or there, so you want the ID there, there, or in the middle. I don't get this one. Very fucking weird. Double guardsmen easily dealing with the vanilla scouts, and here's the Chimera. It's the normal guardsman got better.
Understood.
And he did get Sergeant in the end. There's one Sarge. None on him on these yet. With better guardsmen, of course, the good old Chimera guardsman synergy makes the Chimera better too. And this time the ID is where I would expect it. Pushes straight for the next bash. And again with the Libby and the rocket launcher. And the melter bomb. Not bothering to try and go for the blast cannon, which has super synergy with the librarian. But Commissar pushes off the rocket launcher to save the Chimera. Pays for it with retreat. And now we've got these pesky Catachans on the side. IED's about to be disarmed by the Scout Sarge. And with the double repair, no, it's just one repair. But that one repair already does a lot because this rocket launcher. How much DPS is a rocket launcher? 2 minutes, Mickey. Tops. 17 DPS, you think? Yeah. So one GM squad can out repair that. Because they have double repair speed, at least the first one repairing. So that's why this rocket launcher is so useless, right? You get one plasma guardsman into that chimera. The moment they shoot you, you just pop out, repair, and the chimera can just outshoot the rocket launcher. So I don't quite get this upgrade. I would have much preferred a last cannon. That one does like more than 30 DPS, I think, and it slows. And with the Librarian Veil of Time, it doesn't have that annoying setup. Ogryns now, so Aura coming in, there it already is. That Aura does ton of heal on the Ogryns if no other units are nearby. So shooting these Ogryns is not the best idea. That was one Aura heal. Next one should be coming on soon. It's not that much anymore. It's really not that much anymore. Good nerfs there. So it is actually viable to attack the Ogryns. And you're not forced to go through that Lord Commissar first, while the Ogryns slap you. There's the Devastator. Not going for the last cannon now, because with the Ogryns out, straight hit with the rocket launcher. That did a lot of fucking damage, holy crap. With the Ogryns out, you want some suppression. Suppression team versus suppression team. But the assaults are now out of power, so why is he even chasing the Chimera? If you don't have any more energy, you can melt a bomb it. The Lord Commissar goes down. Because lucky knockbacks happened.
Deploy apothecary medical equipment.
'Both guardsmen in the Chimera, but no plasma guns. Yeah, that's weird.
We have 300 points remaining.
Six-man guardsman squad. What is this? Repatch IG? Could at least get the Commissar.
The enemy is capturing one of our strategic points.
Okay. Global reducing that arc of the Devastators range, that is. The Ogryns tear apart those assaults quite nicely.
The enemy is outmaneuvering us.
Right side!
Understood.
He can't TCAP that. And he notices.
One of our generators is under attack.
Got a chance. Just being a capping unit. Helping. with old reliables from the side. Chimera just dropping the Flamer Guardsman and running.
We push back the veil of shadows. Ready to serve, brother. Location secure. They have us targeted.
Ooh, these vanilla scouts got ambushed quite nicely. And finally Riku gets to build that dreadnought, but Mickey's on is well into tier 3 already. And with the Ogrins being already out, he kinda has to counter there as well. And additionally, he's tier 3 already, and the next purchase will be a Limerus.
We must reverse the course of the battle.
Because if he can't kill these two vehicles, how's he gonna kill the tank, right? Also, Bullgrins are a real good option. Not as good in a melee fight, but being suppression resistant and knockback resistant helps a lot, obviously. Being able to suppress stuff around them too.
This is Imperial territory now.
I don't think the Libby purchase was a smart idea.
Adding support
I
structure.
have to say, a Razorback or waiting for the Dreadnought probably was the play.
Support structure complete.
I mean, there's two ways of countering a Chimera. The one is actually trying to kill the Chimera, and the second one is going for a lot of AoE damage to bleed those guardsmen a shitload. Choose to try and kill the Chimera with a rocket launcher, and that's not the thing. The AC Dread would have bled the guardsmen a lot. Again, these Flamer guardsmen, holy shit. Riku must be so annoyed by now.
Key structure.
Can he even get a Limerus? What's the pop for that? Guess he needs to bleed a little before he has the pop for that. Also needs some more Rex, so...
The enemy has 300 points remaining.
Or you can just throw your Sentinel away, that helps. Works too.
Our apothecary has reached level 2.
Now he certainly has the pop and is only lacking the resources. We will watch his resources and production queue closely. Yeah, against the Ogrins you want that Dreadnought to stay melee, I get it. There's the Lemu finally. I mean, at that point, Riku could have doubled down and just gone for double Devastators. One to control the Ogrins, and one to damage the vehicles. But now he has something to control the fucking Ogrins. Why no last cannon? I don't get it. He doesn't want the melter when there's Ogrins. So relax AV.
The enemy is... The Codex Astartes guides us to victory.
Most useless melter bomb ever. Where's the repair squads? 1, 2, 3. Okay, kind of far off. So it wasn't completely useless.
He has 200 points remaining.
I don't get that. Will he at least upgrade it when he sees that there's a Limo? Yeah, just send your tankies in so that the Lima has vision and can do his thing. Pop, 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 pop.
Understood.
Yeah, again, the rocket launcher that can be out repaired. Guard. Okay, now he's got some more AV, but look at this dreadnought. It's dead. Oh, gets a single, but it's not gonna save it. Sinkling that one Ogren will not save it. No stuff on the Libby. Now he gets the Apo Bolter. Talk about late purchase. He has completely lost hope to go tier 3 now. But I think it's the right move, invest more in tier 2. If he did that earlier... Okay. Okay, he had Bolter for like 50 minutes. My bad then, didn't see. Getting late, I'm getting tired. Less serious for today anyways. Guardsman wipe. Because they tried to backcap Bullgrins and Limo, so there's late game combo of IG. Next up, Kazakins. Knockback resistant, as Bullgrins are when they use their ability. Get a good knockback on these Devastators. You hate Olaf so much. What did Olaf do now? Bullgrins? That was a rear armor hit of the plasma cannon on the Limo. Yeah, okay, so Bullgrins knockback immunity. No, is Olaf's doing.
That's a good position.
We have 200 points remaining.
The thing is, they are permanent knockback resistant and not only when they activate the ability. But at this point, they did use the ability, so it was kind of fine. Oh, they had none at all before Olaf voted for it? Okay, who knows. Not going that deep into Elite Mod balanced discussion history, because I'm not part of that. Let's just keep watching the game. Riku is pop block 2, unless he's willing to throw something, which he isn't. Pretty good hit on the Ogrins there. Where's the LC? Use his aura and heal. Coming there from base. Melter on the Limo. Another push from Riku. Trying his best with the Angels of Death. Nading the Commissar. In particular. That plasma cannon shot wasn't too helpful. Bunker trying to block further shots. Gets cancelled or killed. Vanguard aren't quite using the right ammunition. Now they do. Against retreating heroes, it's the right, not against non-retreating heroes. Goes back to the anti-infantry rounds. Even though the Kraken rounds he just had in there would have been better against the Kazakins, I think.
We shall make it so.
Lehman is almost healed to fully. Ooh, okay, that was a ground attack.
Brother has fallen. Do not let his sacrifice be in vain. Brave but futile. The enemy is capturing one of our strategic
Not reliable? No? What's the point of the mines if you don't explode them instantly with some AoE ability? That was weird. What the fuck was that? Mickey, please explain.
Scouts here. Enemy contact.
Was just sending a message, or? Well, I guess it was pushing of the weapons team. If it stayed there, one mine would have activated and blew it up. No chance we're at the side. So the classic combo would be to drop the mines and use old reliable to blow them up and do a ton of damage. Did that get harder too with the new old reliable? Can you still blow up the mines properly? Yeah. The combination with the spotter shell is better. I can see that, because that one would blow up all the mines in the radius of 10.
Understood.
Sniper Limeras doing his sniping. Heal dropped on the last cannon. Assaults get on the weapons team. Had a chance retaliating. Kazakins using their fast firing plasma guns, which still looks stupid. Assaults go down. Kazakins throw a good nade, killing a Stern Guard model. Plasma cannon misses. And now Mickey can mop up. That's what this looks like. A mopping up. Last ditch effort by both players. The VPs are so low. But Mickey's Riku's tier 2 force just can't stand up to that super late game IG army. And the game will end shortly with the triple cat of Mickey. And while we watch the last Space Marines die, the last VPs run out, I can already say my goodbyes to you guys.
Let this dark day fuel the fires.
I'm a little sad no one really used my new rewards yet. Like, we have that. If we see a transport, you can do this.
Rhinos. Rhinos.
And if you see drop pods like these Stern Guards,
Codex Astartes names this maneuver Steel Rain.
you can go Steel Rain. That's the
Codex
idea.
Astartes names this maneuver Steel Rain.
Mr. Chief, face the camera.
Our enemies hide in metal boxes, the cowards, the fools. We should take away their
I can
metal boxes.
rename that to metal boxes if you want, yes. If you don't like rhinos. Alright. See, I saw the stone guard drop,
This is absurd
and even
behavior.
I didn't think about
Mr. Chief, face the camera.
the steel rain. Let's get that steel rain one more time. See those stone guard drop? Great stone guards.
Codex Astartes names this maneuver Steel Rain.
Alright guys. I will see you some other time. I will still link the the piano versus Bloodrain match under this video when I upload it on YouTube. I will also link that to the next video where we do Damus versus Cry. So tune in next week to watch those guys getting it on and all the other matches coming. Take care. Hope you all have a very nice rest of the evening, day, or whatever. And I'm sneaking out.